Have you been hired to write a sales page but can't stop staring at that blinking cursor at the top of an empty document? Well, ask your client these 5 questions and watch as a high-converting sales page practically writes itself. Stay tuned. Hey Posse, what's up? It's Alex coming at you this week with a brand new tutorial for all my copywriters and business owners who need to write a high-converting sales page that connects and converts. But first, for those of you who are new to the crew, welcome. If you're interested in learning more copywriting tips, tricks, and tools, be sure to subscribe below and don't forget to hit that bell to be notified when my next video goes live. Now, crafting a high-converting sales page is no easy task. We all know it. It can take weeks of strategizing and researching and writing before you land on a final draft that really works, or that even sounds half decent. Sure, there are formulas, templates, and strategies that you can find online that can really speed up that process, but those are really just the bones or foundations of a sales page. They're like a checklist that help you make sure you're including all the necessary elements that need to be included on a sales page. You know, like, does it have a great headline? Is there a clear CTA? Do you have social proof? So on and so forth. But what a formula doesn't do is fill in the blanks for you, right? I wish. A formula alone isn't gonna help you write a high-converting offer, nor is some template or AI tool, right? If you want to write an offer that sells, then you need to know the big and little things that will make your customer self-select as someone who needs you, right? And needs whatever it is that you're selling. And that is exactly what these 5 questions will help you do. So whether you are a business owner looking to write your own killer sales page, or you're a copywriter trying to improve your process, get out a pen and a notebook and get ready to take these down. The first question on my list is, what's the aggravating status quo? So the first question you want to ask your clients, or reflect on yourself if you're writing your own copy, is what is the aggravating status quo your customers are trying to escape? More specifically, what are the pain points, frustrations, and challenges that your customer is likely experiencing in the weeks, days, and minutes before purchasing from you? So here you want to dig deep with these questions so that you can paint a really accurate and relatable picture with your copy, which that actually reminds me. When you're asking your clients these questions, make sure you get them on an actual call. I know, the inner introvert in all of us is like, no, I don't want to have another call. But listen, please do not just send a Google Doc with questions and say, hey, can you answer these questions for me? Because let's face it, right? The majority of people will treat that like homework and they will just write out the quickest answers they can just to get it over and done with. But when you actually talk with someone, you really get the chance to go a little bit deeper and get something totally different than they would ever just write on their own. So what I like to do is send these questions across before I have a call with my client, and I let them know that, hey, you can review them if you want, but you don't have to, because we're going to be going through them one by one on a call. And then that's exactly what we do, right? I treat the call almost like a little mini interview or interrogation where I'm playing like a private detective who's questioning a key witness. So I'm really putting on my marketing and psychology hat, right? In other words, for every answer they give me, I really try to go even deeper and ask even more follow-up questions to really pull out the good stuff that I know will really resonate with their audience. So this means I might say things like, tell me more about that, or why do you think that is? Open-ended questions like that really make them think and are the key to getting crazy valuable information that, trust me, will be a game changer when you're writing a sales page. So do not skip the interview process. All right, next, let's move on to question number 2. What's the big promise? Or more specifically, what is the single biggest benefit of your product or service? And be warned, they will rattle off all the things their product or service does, right? Everyone thinks their product is like the cure-all for A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. And sure, maybe their product really does help and really does do a lot of different things. But here's a little hint. The big promise is the number one biggest, best, most juicy, and notable benefit that helps people overcome their aggravating status quo that you uncovered in question 1. So if you had to just pick one really big reason why your audience would buy your product, what would it be? So for example, of course, I believe that my product, the Copy Posse Launch File, solves a whole bunch of different problems for my students. A few off the top of my head are like no portfolio, no experience, feeling lost and confused and have no idea how to start, can't find clients, want to escape a mind-numbing 9 to 5, and the list goes on and on. But the big aggravating status quo that I focus most heavily on in my sales page is what I call the copywriter catch-22, where you can't get hired without a portfolio, and you can't build a portfolio without getting hired, which stops so many new freelancers from getting started at all. So my program really eliminates the catch-22 because you create your very own portfolio from start to finish inside the program, which means you end with a complete and cohesive portfolio, which gives you the confidence and the skills and the assets you need to land your first client. So see how I tied that one big promise to the number one aggravating status quo that I identified? And of course, I still do talk about all of my other benefits on the sales page. And of course, that's really important, but I really choose that one to hone in and focus on. And that helps my students identify and self-select as the people who need my program to solve that one big issue they are facing. And then of course, all the other benefits of the program are just added perks that make the offer even more irresistible. All right, question number 3. Why you? Or more specifically, what really makes you different from the competition? So here you really want to help your client reflect on what it is that sets their business apart. Why the hell would anyone want to purchase from them instead of somebody else? What if someone has a cheaper option? Really, then what is their positioning strategy? Now, this one might involve a little bit more brainstorming in order to find something really juicy. So here is a tip. One thing I always like to do before these calls is a little bit of research on 3 to 5 of the client's top competitors. Now, writing down their offers, their price, and anything else that might stand out to me as unique or special, like a special methodology or any perks. That way on the call, we can talk through these other offers and cross-analyze them to find a really juicy offer for my client. Now, usually when I do this exercise with my clients, a light bulb will seriously go off in their head and suddenly they'll have that aha moment because it's a lot easier to see what's similar and what stands out when you have a list right there in front of you. All right, now moving on to question number 4. Why might your customer say no? Yes, just as important as finding out why your customer might say yes is finding out why they might say no. Now, unless this is a completely new offer that their audience has never seen before, your client has likely heard some objections from their potential customers, like, it's too expensive, I don't need it, or I don't trust you. And those are just a few of the most common objections that you likely hear, or at least the underlying objections to the reason why people say no. So with this question, the goal is to have your client reflect on some of those common themes that they might see come up in the form of customer objections, right? So what has prevented prospects from buying your product or service in the past? Why might they say no now? And how can we change their mind? So a fun little exercise that I like to do here with my clients is I actually pretend we're in like a live sales call and I pretend to be the prospect that's on the fence about buying. And this is a fun one because I love playing devil's advocate and being like kind of difficult because it's a great way to get my client thinking outside the box and digging really deep into the real benefits and perks of the offer. All right, now that brings me to question number 5 on the list. How do you want your customer to feel after? More specifically, what are the emotions you want your customers to feel after experiencing the benefits of your product or service? So this is where you highlight the transformation and results. Not only physical results or monetary results, but how will they feel after working with you? After you've transformed their life and solved their pain points, what are the exact emotions? Be exact and specific. So if your client replies, oh, I don't know, they'll feel happy. Ask them why. What does that really mean for them? Will they feel happy because they can finally play with their kids again? Are they relieved because they no longer have to spend thousands of dollars on another solution? What exactly are they feeling and what's the thing driving that emotion? Make sure you're getting detailed answers here. Trust me, that will go a long way in making your prospects feel like you're speaking directly to them in your copy. The more emotion you can use, the more relatable your copy will be. Make sense? All right, Posse, there you have it. Those are the 5 questions your sales page needs to answer if you want to connect and convert. And when you combine these 5 questions with my hot offer checklist, you'll be able to whip up a high converting offer in no time at all. You can grab that free checklist right here in just a second. And until next time, I'm Alex. Ciao for now. All right, guys, if you enjoyed that video, make sure to check out the next one from me right here. And you can click right here to get a free gift. Want to know the best kept secret of the copywriting and marketing world? It's something that all copywriters and marketers know to be true, but something that only the most successful actually do. Stay tuned.